Newcastle goals are even better than London buses. Having waited 2 games for one, they bagged 3 and blew West Ham away 30. For the Hammers, this is now 3 defeats in 3, and they badly need that return home and hope that home has become a happier hunting ground for them. Meanwhile, Newcastle have now got the season up and running, and Rafa Benitez will want to move onward and upward. Who are the winners and losers? Read on and find out. Winners: Joselu. At last, the former Premier League flop has arrived. After a couple of bright years in the Bundesliga, he signed for Stoke but struggled mightily. Rafa Benitez has been after a striker, and when Joselu was the man, many expected that this signified the Magpies' doom. But no, that wasn't the case at all. It was Joselu's superb run down the middle that meant he was in the perfect position to slam home the opener against the Hammers, Newcastle's first goal so far this season. It conditioned the rest of the match, forcing West Ham into a half-time change and giving the Magpies an advantage they haven't had all season. He was withdrawn on 70 minutes after running himself into the ground, drawing a standing ovation from St James Park. His goal precipitated a 3-goal drubbing and may just have been the spark that sets Newcastle United's season alight. Matt Ritchie, despite playing a key role in Bournemouth's promotion and then doing well in the debut Premier League season, Ritchie was sold to Newcastle a year ago. He kept on working hard, though, and helped get the Magpies back to the big time, and how he's thriving now he has. Ritchie is the archetypal Rafa Benitez winger, hard-working and skillful. Today against West Ham he put in a performance that would have made the Spaniard weep with joy. The Scot was ceaseless in his tracking and pressing. It was Ritchie who dispossessed Declan Rice for Newcastle's first goal before repeating the trick and winning it back from Manuel Lanzini right by the corner flag, holding the Argentine off before playing a 1-2 and then sending a beautiful cross into the box for Kieran Clark to head home. Withdrawn to a standing ovation after 88 minutes, he's out to make his name in the Premier League. Kieran Clark. Despite Rafa Benitez's excellent defensive system making life easy, Kieran Clark hasn't had it easy so far this season. He's seen his intended defensive partner, Florian Lejeune, drop out injured already, but he hasn't let that stop him from defending well. Against West Ham, Clark was confident and competent against a misfiring West Ham attack. He comfortably dealt with the Hammers, making 2 interceptions and 6 clearances, including a heart-stopping intervention on the goal line to stop Javier Hernandez, making it 11. As if that wasn't enough, he capped his performance by popping up in the box to head Matt Ritchie's cross into the back of the net. He made it 20 and sealed a much-needed victory for Newcastle. Loses Declan Rice. Oh dear. Poor Declan Rice. He's only 18 and making his second start of the season, but despite his previously promising displays here at St James Park, he was overawed by the occasion and put in a remarkably poor performance. Rafa Benitez had clearly marked him out to his players, as whenever the teenager had the ball, Newcastle players swarmed around him to win it back. The youngster was caught dawdling a couple of times, the second of which was too deep into his half and enabled Newcastle to break fast and score the opening goal. To make matters worse, he was withdrawn at half-time as the Hammers chased the game. West Ham's defensive solidity. The Hammers have never been known as a defensive side, but even one as buccaneering as them should be able to defend better with a coach like Slaven Bilic. The Croat was a superb defender in his day but has been unable to pull anything like that out of his players. After 2 and a bit seasons under Bilic's stewardship, West Ham have played 41 games away from home. And in those 41 games they have kept just 7 clean sheets. 7, and when you consider that the first and most impressive 4 of those Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester United and Swansea came within the first 4 months of Bilic's time in charge, you can really see the struggle. Conceding 3 goals against Newcastle means that West Ham have conceded 10 goals in just 3 games so far this season. Moreover, in the last year and a half West Ham have kept just 3 Premier League clean sheets on the road. And given the struggles at the new home in the London Stadium, that is a very serious problem. Mike Ashley. You'd think a Newcastle win would be good for Ashley, and he's surely pleased with the victory, but now he has to do the thing he seems to loathe doing the most: back his manager in the transfer market. Newcastle have already signed 6 players, sure, but they need more. and he cannot question Benitez's judgment in the market. The 5 signings that have played have all been great. Alright, Florian Lejeune only lasted 34 minutes, but he kept Harry Kane firmly in his pocket for every single one of those. Each of his 4 signings that started against West Ham was superb. Marino ran the show in the middle of the park and got a pre-assist for the opener. Atsu got an assist for the opener and ran Pablo Zabaleta ragged all afternoon. Joselu scored the opener and even Javi Manquillo played well. Benitez has shown he deserves backing. Time for Mike Ashley to step up and open his wallet.